Yo, what's up, everyone? Back for this Sunday slate. We have a nice 10-game slate for today. Let's get right into it. You can drop a like and subscribe down below. Let's try to get 100 plus likes on this video. Looking to get back on track after yesterday. The picks just were not good to me. The picks just didn't come through. Had a bad day. Looking to move on to today. We have a nice, like I said, a nice slate today. Sundays are usually fun for baseball. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. So let's try to get over 100 likes on this video, and spent like the last couple hours focusing on which hitters I want. So I really love the hitter picks that I'm going to give out. They all match the side of pitching that they're going to face, the platoon side that they're facing. Anyway, let's get into starting off at pitcher today. We have a couple of aces, but all the aces that we have are in pretty tough matchups. Verlander gets this powerful Yankees team, and Verlander's been good this year, but the thing that he hasn't been good at is home runs. He's given up 6 home runs in his last 2 starts. He's up to 20 bombs on the season. That's got to be like a top 10 pitcher in home runs this year. 20 home runs already given up by Verlander. So with the power that the Yankees have, it wouldn't shock me at all if you want to leverage Verlander chalk and stack a couple Yankees. But I think that's not the approach you want to do in cash. For GPPs, I don't mind going with a Yankee stack just because Verlander does give up a lot of power. And I think he's given up at least 1 home run. He's getting up 1 home run in every start except for 2. So you definitely can attack Verlander with some power. And the Yankees have plenty of it. Cole Hamels, he's $11,000. He's expensive, really expensive. The highest price tag he's been. He's been pitching well. But in Chicago, I think the wind might be blowing out a bit. That's enough to take me off of Cole Hamels just because $11,000 is a tough price tag on him. I know he's been good as of late, but that's a high price tag. Jacob deGrom, I think, is the ace I want. He's cheaper than Hamels, cheaper than Verlander. He's been really good this year. The matchup is tough against the Cubs, but I think he can get you at least 20 DraftKings points, even if the wind is blowing out. If the wind is not blowing out as much, then he can get you like 25 to 30. I think he's a fine play, but I kind of like going a little cheaper at pitching just because I've identified a couple cheap pitchers that I would go to. Like, I like the guys down here up below 8,000. Brandon Woodruff at 7,900. I like the guy from the Marlins too, Yamamoto. He's been good in both of his starts. He hasn't given up a run yet. In 14 innings, just 5 hits. I think it's gonna get worse. Like, I mean, he can't be maintain this level of production. But in AAA, he wasn't this good in AAA. He only had 64 Ks in 65 innings, so about a strikeout per inning. But he had a 3.58 ERA in AAA, so I'm not expecting him to be this good for long, but maybe he can carry his hot start against the Phillies. I don't mind him. I kind of do like Zach Plesac, though, here. He's been good in most of his starts. In 3 of his 5 starts, he's been really good. And a couple of those were in tough matchups. Like in Texas, he put up 25.6. Against the Yankees, he put up almost 22. He was decent in Boston in his first start. So he goes over 100 pitches when he's pitching well. The matchup is really good here against the Detroit team. They are pretty righty heavy, and Plesac has been pretty. His advanced numbers signal that he's much better against righties, as I will show you. And he will get to face a lot of righties here in this Tigers lineup. They also are not very good against right-handed pitching. One of the worst teams in the league offensively against right-handed pitching. As you see, the advanced numbers for Plesac much better against righties. 25% K rate. The xFIP is only 3.86 against righties. Against lefties, it's a 5.82 xFIP in his few starts. I think he can have a decent start here against this Tigers team. He's only 7,700 with 20-point upside. It's not often you get a pitcher with that upside, so I like him at that price tag. And then I'm going to go with a $6,700 from Michael Pineda. Way too cheap here facing a Royals team. Pineda has been pitching pretty well since he's come back from an injury. And the matchup is fine here against the Royals. They do strike out a good amount. The price tag is really nice on him. I think he can get you in the teens, and that's, his floor is probably like 15 DraftKings points in this one. I think that's fine at a 6,700. And it does have upside in the 20s. And the Twins are massively favorites. They're massive favorites here against Homer Bailey. So if he gets some run support, decent chance he can pick up a win here. And that always helps boost up a floor, being a favorite. So I think he's a really good play here against this pretty bad Royals offense. They have a couple of good hitters in there like Merrifield and Soler, but overall it's a lineup that he can have success against. And if his stuff is on, he can have a big game. So I like both of these pitchers allows you to fit in some of the top-end bats today. And like I said, I love the hitter picks that I'm going to be giving out. Feel like they are really have a great chance to go off. We're going to start at second base with Jose Altuve, who should always be one of the highest priced second basemen. He's always been that for his career, but now he's one of the lowest priced second basemen. He's only $3,900 today, which I think is way too cheap facing J.A. Happ. Altuve is not having a great season or anything, but he's just coming back from an injury a few games ago. And Altuve has been, the one thing he's been good at this year is mashing left-handed pitching. J.A. Happ has been up and down this season. He struggles against righties, and I think he will struggle here against Altuve. He just hits left-handed pitching so well. This year he has a .361 batting average against lefties with 4 home runs in just 36 at-bats. That is 1 home run every 9 at-bats so far. It's a small sample size, obviously, but he's always been good against lefties. He has a .389 ISO this year against lefties, .750 slugging percentage. Career-wise for Altuve, he's a career .339 hitter against lefties. That is almost 35 points higher than his numbers against righties. The power is also much better against lefties. ISO is 31 points higher. Slugging is 63 points higher. Just a really good hitter against lefties, and the numbers this year are off the charts for Altuve. He's also at a tremendous price tag here. The average price tag for him this year has been like $45, as you see down here. So we're getting a really nice discount on Altuve facing a pitcher in Happ who does give up some home runs. It's a great ballpark to hit in, obviously, in Yankee Stadium. And Happ, his struggles do come against righties. We just want to see the numbers for him. This year, it's a .475 slugging is righties. They have 14 of his 17 home runs from Happ have come against righties. He also has not been good in Yankee Stadium with a 5.13 ERA. He has a 5.09 xFIP to righties. Feel like, and a 47.8% fly ball rate to righties. Feel like the righties here from the Astros are in a great spot, especially Altuve at this price tag. Now we're going to talk about one of the hottest hitters in baseball. That is Manny Machado. At a nice price tag here in $4,700. He has been so good as of late. His batting average has gone up like probably 35 to 40 points over the past week. Bunch of multi-hit games for him, a bunch of home runs. In his last 10 games, he's batting over 400 with 6 home runs. You know, he did have a series in Coors, but even outside of Coors, he's been great as of late. And you know what else he's been good at this year? He's been mashing left-handed pitching. Brault here, he's bad against righties, and Machado's been crushing lefties this year. So it's a tremendous spot. Not only is he hitting the ball so well as of late, but he has a tremendous matchup here against Brault. Machado's batting .372 against lefties. He has 7 home runs in just 43 at-bats this year. That gives him a ridiculous 512 ISO to go with an .884 slugging percentage. Machado here is jumping off the page, a 54.8% hard hit rate against lefties. Love the spot here for Machado, and it doesn't hurt that Brault, I believe, has been terrible to righties. He's been a little better as of late, but I think he's still getting hit pretty hard against righties. We'll just verify that here. And that is true. .445 slugging given up to righties with a .292 batting average. He's given up, just has a 14.6% K rate to righties. That xFIP is at 6. Oh boy, the righties from the Padres are looking pretty juicy here, specifically Manny Machado. In the outfield, we're going to talk about the best hitter in baseball. One of the best hitters in baseball in the National League. He's the best hitter in the National League. Christian Yelich, still hitting .345 on the season. 29 bombs, 62 RBIs. He also has speed with 17 stolen bags. He has it all. And the matchup is great here against Descalfini, whose struggles come against lefties. We all know that Descalfini is trash against lefties. Yelich is a monster, specifically at home in Miller Park. It's a tremendous ballpark for left-handed power. Yelich is hitting .378 against righties with 20 of his 29 home runs. At home, he's batting .438. He's batting 150 points higher at home than on the road. And he has 21 of his 29 home runs have come at home, even though, as you see, he has about 50 less at-bats at home. He still has 13 more home runs. So it's not a coincidence. The Miller Park is tremendous for left-handed power. And Yelich has been taking advantage of this ballpark. 430 ISO against righties this year, 808 slugging percentage. Absolutely love Yelich here. Also, given the fact that Descalfini has been really bad against lefties. Descalfini's always been bad against lefties, and this year he's given up a 606 slugging percentage and a 314 batting average to lefties. 9 home runs. He has a 5.69 xFIP. Just a 20% K rate at 2.45 home run per 9 rate. 48% fly ball rate to lefties. I keep saying that. Lefties, and he only has an 8.3% soft contact rate. Everything is getting hit hard. A 49.1% hard hit rate. For lefties against Descalfini, I'm sure Yelich, I'm sure Moustakas are licking their lips tonight before they get to face Descalfini. Seems like a lock to at least homer or at least have a couple hits. And last but not least, I'm going to go with the guy, Nomar Mazara, who's still way too cheap at 4,400. Been crushing the ball as of late. He had 2 home runs already tonight. And he had a home run the other day, just the day before. So he's on a tear in baseball. I like to target players that are on a hot streak because they stay hot for quite a bit. And it's a tremendous matchup in Texas against Ivan Nova. The Rangers once again have one of the higher totals on the slate. Nova's been really bad against lefties, and Mazara is the best lefty hitter in the lineup right now with Joey Gallo hurt. Lefties have a 557 slugging off of Nova with a 335 batting average. He has a the xFIP against lefties is 5.0, just a measly 12% strikeout rate. That is embarrassing. He gives up quite a bit of a hard hit, 34.4, not much soft contact. Mazara has been crushing right-handed pitching as of late, and he's been hitting the ball really well at home in Texas. A great ballpark, and he's also very cheap at just 4,400. So that does it for the video. Those are the 6 players that I like. Thanks for watching. Drop a like if you enjoyed, and you can visit the website. Links in the description if you want to get the lineups for today. So thanks for watching, and good luck today.